So earlier today, I was reading an article by the New York Post on Joe Biden, and it's a 2022 to-do list if he wants to avoid a red wave in the midterms. And I'm not going to read this whole article to you because it's fairly boring and full of crap. It basically lists a bunch of bullet points which are kind of right-wing. New York Post is kind of right-wing independent, I guess. So it's basically, we need to just fire Fauci and stop wearing masks and, close the border and blah, 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 and make Afghanistan pay for what they did to us, killing those soldiers, and make China pay and be tough and blah, blah, blah. Ultimately, we need to pivot, though. Democrats need to pivot towards the center, or else their poll numbers will continue to sink. And my response to this is, haven't they always been at the center? Because I'm thinking, what is the far left? What is this, quote, socialist, communist left? And I'm thinking, wait a minute. It doesn't exist. It's groundbreaking, I know, but there's no such thing as the far left in our modern politics. There is no far left. Might be scary, but I think it's true. Right? Name me one policy that Joe Biden has been pushing for, that Bernie Sanders, that AOC has been pushing for, that is actually a socialist or a communist concept. When have they said we want to take the means of production and give it to the workers? They haven't. In fact, they've suggested ideas that are actually very popular, like Medicare for all, polls pretty high, right? Getting rid of student debt and making college more affordable or free, polls very high. Maternity leave, like the rest of the modern countries in the world, polls very high. So these ideas, if you actually isolate them, are pretty good. And they're not communist, they're not evil, and they're actually pretty popular. But these articles don't point that out. They just make it seem like, the left has gone too far off the deep end and they need to get back in the center. But they never went to the deep end in the first place. Right? They're struggling to even adopt these widely popular concepts like Medicare for all that aren't even anything to do with communism and would be great for our country. They're not even pushing that hard to fight for this. Joe Biden recently signed some defense budget for like $800 billion. That's fine. Whoop. But when it comes to Build Back Better, we're working on it, but maybe next year. You know what I mean? So if you're going to claim that there's some far left taking over the Democratic Party and it's ruining them, that's not the case. The case is that they're taking good ideas on the left, they're watering them down, they're cutting them out of the Build Back Better bill, and then they're not even advertising and promoting the crappy bill they have left. They're just, back and forth. Joe Biden saying, I don't negotiate in public. That's all behind closed doors. I'm not going to actually try to convince the American people it's good. I'm just going to deal with it behind the scenes. No. Okay? Most Americans don't even know what's in the Build Back Better bill. Right? And that's a bad thing. And that's also why there is no far left. It doesn't exist. I'm repeating myself, but it does not exist. There is no far left. There's no one pushing extreme, at least in Congress or the Senate that I know of, who's pushing for extreme far left communist or strict socialist policies. There are not. There are only good policies. So why should Joe Biden move to the middle when there's nothing in the middle? Not only does the middle mean doing nothing, centrist, because, on the right you have, we're just going to cut taxes like crazy and for the wealthy and deregulate like crazy for the industries. That's on the far right. Right? You know what I mean? And then on the left, it's good proposals like Medicare for all, like canceling student debt, like stimulus packages, like, whole myriad of infrastructure and green energy and all of this. And in the middle, there's just nothing. It's like, let's just not do much. We may give you stimulus, but it's going to be a little bit. We might do something for the environment, but it's just going to be a gesture. Yeah, we're going to lower Medicare from like 65 to 60. Oh, wait, we're going to scrap that. You tried. Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing in the center that benefits anyone. And the reason the Democrats won or lost in Virginia, for example, is because they ran on anti-Trump. They didn't run on good ideas. They didn't say, Build Back Better. This is going to help your community. No. They ran on, oh, Trump is bad and we got to keep him and those Republicans out. You know what I mean? So don't act like there's some far left that's destroying the Democratic Party, because there isn't. There's just a weak Democratic Party that's always been in the center that doesn't actually want to fight for good ideas. You know, it's just... I might link this article because it's bad. 2022 to-do list if Joe Biden wants to avoid a red wave. And it's just awful. You know, I could go on and everything. I might do a separate video. It's an exaggeration of all these ideas and, oh, secure the border because that'll solve all our problems and all this, and just kick out Fauci and be tough on China and all this. And it's just, you know, move to the center. There is no center. The center is do nothing. And there is no far left, at least not in modern politics. It's not there. So, you know, how can they move to something that they never left? And how can they move away from something that they never actually embraced? It's not possible, right? Maybe if they actually were far left and actually had some serious communist or socialist policies that were pushed and they ended up being not successful, you could say, well, you know, we tried that. It's not working. Let's go back. But you didn't try anything. You still haven't passed the Build Back Better, which has become a watered-down piece of crap. So, I mean, yeah, there is no far left. It's just a scapegoat. It's a boogeyman that the right uses and says, look, they're far right left. They're radical. We have to stop them. Like, they're good ideas. And they're not far left, because there is none.